Coming to you from the Positively Pete Art Studio in Huntington, Indiana. This is a series on pour paintings, and this is going to be technique number 2. So in the first technique, we poured the paint directly on the canvas and kind of move that canvas around and let it cover the canvas, and then we'll let that one dry. And in the meantime, now we'll move on to the second type. So basically for this, I'm going to use the same colors. But instead of pouring directly on the canvas, I am going to pour into a mixing cup. Okay, I've got another 4x4 canvas, and I know from experience that I want to fill this about halfway in order to get appropriate coverage on this 4x4 canvas. If I put too much, it's going to bleed over and it's going to make a big mess. So I typically start, or I guess just a refresher on the colors. So I've got magenta deep, I've got bright blue, I've got bright yellow, sorry, I have got neon pink, I have got orange, and last but not least, I have turquoise. So I typically start with the darkest color first. It really doesn't matter. I've just found that I like the way it blends to have the darker color on the bottom. And it would be helpful if I actually picked a bright blue that's open. Excuse me one moment. Sorry about that. Okay, so here's my bright blue. It's between that and the magenta deep. I'm going to give it to blue in this case. So I'm going to put just a little bit into the mixing cup. And it's okay if it goes on the sides a little bit. Okay, now, I'm going to take the next color, and I like to alternate dark light, because that helps them blend really well. So next I'm going to go with bright yellow. And I'm just going to put it in right with the blue. So put just a little bit. Okay, now I want to go back to a dark, so I'm going to go with my magenta deep. And again, just a little bit, because you don't want to get too much on a small canvas. Okay, then I want a light, so I'll go with my neon pink. Okay, as you're doing this, I'm trying to show you, the colors kind of blend together a little bit in the cup, and that is perfectly fine because they're going to blend on the canvas anyway. So a little bit of turquoise, and finally orange. Okay, so I've got, as you can see, about 3/4 of the way full. That's probably a little too full, so I'll probably have some excess paint, but that's okay. So here's how I'm going to do this. Okay, I'm going to take the canvas upside down, hold the cup up to it. And I want to hold this tightly, keep that seal, and turn it over. Okay, you should be able to let go and not have paint go anywhere. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull straight up on the cup, and I'm going to kind of do a twisting motion with that. That helps the colors mix. Now watch what happens. Yeah, that's definitely too much paint. Okay, so now let's set this here. I'm going to do similar to what I did with the first technique, and I'm going to remember the L, put the L at the corner, move the paint. This will go much easier because there's way too much paint. Now something else you'll notice that I'm doing is after I get to the corner, I let the paint build up a little bit, and I'm going to kind of go straight out and let that paint drop down and cover the sides. So I want to do that all 4 directions. Okay, and so when I am done, I now have coverage all over my canvas. I want to look for any white spots, and I can take this excess paint and kind of fill in those spots. Move my non-stick foil around. Instead of handling the painting itself, you can just move the foil instead. Okay, that's fairly well covered. So let me take the gloves off and I'll show you our end result. So you'll see it's very different than the first painting. One thing you'll notice, look how smoothly that the colors blend. They were more separate with the first one. This one gives you a truer blend of the colors. So that's technique number 2. Instead of pouring directly on the canvas, we just mixed in a mixing cup and then put that on the canvas and kind of let the paint move for itself. So I hope you enjoyed this technique. There will be lots more videos to come. Thank you.